Hi Pisces, welcome to your August 2018 bonus love reading. I'm doing this reading for you guys as a thank you because last month for the July videos you guys had the most likes and new subscribers, so decided to do this reading for you. It's a different deck than I use for the normal readings. This is actually the Lover's Path Tarot, and it's also a different spread. This is a past, present, future spread. And then we do have the Oracle card at the end to tie everything together, just like with the regular readings. But let me explain the layout of the cards. So this card will represent your past influence on a potential relationship. This would represent the person you're interested in, their past influence on the potential relationship, your present influence on a potential relationship, their present influence on a potential relationship, potential outcome for the relationship. And then, like I said, the Oracle will tie everything together at the end. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Arrows. So it could just mean that there's some confusion and anxiety regarding the situation that could be on your part, their part, or possibly both of your parts. So let's go through the cards one by one, see how it plays out. So we have the Prince of Coins. Has your past influence on a potential relationship? That's the equivalent of the Prince of Pentacles, and that normally for me represents the Virgo card. So it could be saying that you were taking on more of that Virgo type of energy. Maybe you were more focused on work in the past and, didn't really have the time or the energy to put toward the relationship. That's one possibility. For some of you, maybe you have Virgo in your chart somewhere. You might be a Pisces sun, but you could be Virgo moon or Virgo rising. That's a possibility. But yeah, this to me, considering that this is supposed to represent your past influence on a potential relationship, shows me that maybe you were just more focused on finances at the time, or maybe just really seeking something stable, but I'm getting more of a vibe that you were more focused on career and finances at the time. And then their past influence on a potential relationship, we have the King of Cups. So this could be saying that they were the ones who extended the emotional offer between the two of you, and maybe because you were focused more on career and finances at the time, you might have declined the offer. This technically is normally the card for Scorpio, so this could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with. Maybe that's what this card is saying. But yeah, the vibe that we get there from the past is that you guys just might not have been on the same page. They were more in an emotional state, wanting to commit to something in that regard, whereas you might have been more focused on finances. In the present position for your influence on a potential relationship, we have the Three of Staves. So this is the equivalent of the Three of Wands. This is an Aries energy, so could just be saying that you've been taking a lot of action, maybe again pointed to career, but this doesn't really show a card where you'd make a movement towards them. This card is referred to sometimes as waiting for your ships to come in, for example. So you might be waiting for them to come back around to you. Or this could just be saying that, you've been shifting gears. You were focusing on work. Now you're waiting for the rewards of that hard work to pour in, but that's still basically saying that you're still focused on finances in some way, shape, or form. But yeah, if you're waiting for them to extend an offer to you again, that's a possibility as well. But if we look at their present influence on the potential relationship, we have the Ten of Arrows. So this is the equivalent of the Ten of Swords. What that could be saying is they could be feeling betrayed or just hurt. If it was, as I said it was, that they extended an offer to you and you declined it, they might have taken that hard and they're still in that energy right now. If that's the case, the one good thing you could say about the Ten of Swords is there's nowhere to go but up at that point. So, energy could pass for them eventually. Seeing that in their position, Makes me think it's more likely that they were the ones that are feeling that Nine of Arrows energy. Maybe there's still some anxiety behind it, not knowing what happened, or maybe they're waiting for you to come back around and they're wondering why you haven't. And again, that could be you too. If you're in this position waiting for your ships to come in, maybe you're the one who's waiting for them to come back around. So you're the one who's experiencing that anxiety. In the future potential for the relationship position, we have the Two of Coins. So to me, this is saying a couple things. To me, this says that this situation could go on forever. If you're both at that state, maybe they made the offer in the past, you're expecting them to come back around, but they're in this position feeling hurt, and they feel that you would be the one to extend the offer to them. That's saying that you guys could stay stuck in this energy forever. Another way that this could be playing out is it could say that you guys could work on restoring balance. The Two of Pentacles is about restoring balance, or attempting to anyway. And maybe that's what that, if you look at this heart there, this one is actually red. So it's saying maybe balancing, because that looks like the pentacle you had in the Prince of Coins. It's saying maybe balancing your focus on work and career with love. Maybe that's going to fall more on your shoulders in that regard. That's a possibility there. But, with two arrows cards on the table and two of the rougher ones, it might just be that there needs to be some communication between you guys one way or the other. Whether it's to say that, yeah, you still are focused on finances, you don't really see yourself getting in a relationship anytime soon, or if it is that you're in a more receptive place now, you just might have to be the one to establish the reconnection. Mercury's going to be retrograde for a bit, and that's not really a time to start something new, but it could be a time to revisit something. So if this is someone that's in your life and this resonates, that could be saying that maybe you guys could reconnect, and maybe not necessarily lock down anything permanent right now. A better time for that for you guys might be in September, when there's a new moon in your seventh house. So that might be the best time for that. But that's not too far away. So, maybe this month could just be about you guys reconnecting, trying to get things back on track, trying to restore that balance if you're interested. One thing that I will say, there's no major arcana on the table either way. So it's to say, even if things are in rough shape right now, that there's the possibility for you to repair it if you do feel inclined to do so. All right, then the oracle card we have here is Truth to Be Told. And there's the image for it there. That's number 14, if that number resonates with you guys in any way. And we'll read the message from the book. All right. It says, honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. So, denial, that could be what that Nine of Swords energy is about. Maybe you're both kind of looking at it as, oh, this person should be the one to make the move. And, if you're both thinking that way, that'll keep you stuck in that Two of Pentacles energy where no one's really making a decision one way or the other. All right, the Oracle's message says, there is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is. Peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. So another thing it could be too is maybe you were trying to decide between two people. That could be what this Three of Staves energy is too. Maybe this person extended an offer to you, and possibly, let's say you were interested in an earth sign as well. So you were trying to decide which of the two to go with. You were feeling that anxiety, trying to make that decision, and you're stuck in that Two of Pentacles energy. And maybe the fact that that one heart is actually filled in red and one isn't, that means that you might make that decision in the near future. That's a possibility worth mentioning. Let's see. Let's read the relationship message, since I mean this is for potential relationships. It says people will tell you who they are very quickly if you're willing to listen to what they say and pay attention to how they behave. This card calls you to engage in heartfelt, open communication. It's time to see the truth about what you share with each other and tell the truth about who you are and what you need. No one can do that for you. Remember that your truth is always based on your personality and experience up to now. A higher truth will be found after you communicate honestly and see how doing so has helped you become more attuned to yourself. Don't hold back. Speak your truth and listen. So, yeah, that supports what I was saying before about looks like there is a need for communication. You guys weren't on the same page before, and I don't see this as you guys necessarily aren't on the same page now, just that they might just be still recovering from being rejected, and you're kind of expecting them to come back around again, or have been trying to decide between two people. If you have decided, it might be time to make that move. One thing I will say I noticed is when I touched that Nine of Arrows card at the bottom of the deck, right underneath it is the Two of Cups. So that could certainly be a good sign too. Maybe that's pointing to saying that once you come out of the state of anxiety and speak up, that can move you out of the Two of Pentacles energy towards the Two of Cups energy. I mean, especially if this is a water sign too, that would mean you should be compatible with them because you're also a water sign as a Pisces. So, sometimes it happens. Maybe you guys just weren't on the same page at the time. Now you're a little more open and receptive, which is what that Three of Staves energy is. But unfortunately, you would have been better off being in that energy then when they made the offer to you. But now, while you are receptive, they're still hurt from the initial rejection. So, it might take some work to repair it. It's not impossible. Like I said, especially you're going to have a new moon coming up in your seventh house in September. So, this might be the time to start putting in that work, but do keep in mind that Mercury is in retrograde, so try to be careful about communicating, but it doesn't seem like it's doom and gloom. It's definitely not a slam dunk either necessarily. It looks like there would have to be some work done, but it seems like it could get back on track if you make an effort. All right, so we'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. Thank you.